Marietta. Today is Friday, March 27th, and this is the second official episode of Good Morning Marietta, Quarantine Edition. We have a lot in store for you today, and a lot of questions will hopefully be answered, so let's jump right in with our Pledge of Allegiance and moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and you may be seated. Now, as most of you know, Governor Brian Kemp has declared that all schools remain closed through April 24th. Now, a lot of you may have questions regarding the rest of the school year, so here we have Mr. Ball to give you an update about how the rest of the school year will proceed.
Good morning, Blue Devils. Mr. Ball here, coming for this week's edition of Ballroom News. Obviously, all of you have probably heard the news by now, specific to the governor's shutdown for school through April 24th. So first day we can go back to school would be the 27th of April, which is in a month from now. That being the case, there's a lot of things that are up in the air that we normally would be celebrating and working and preparing for if we were having a normal school day or month, which obviously are not happening. So let me first start with, I hope you are doing well. Hope your family's doing well. That's the most important thing right now, is to take care of yourself and take care of the people who care about you and who you love. Make sure you're doing the things that you need to do to help out, whether that's help out around your house, whether that's help out in your neighborhood if you can, or do anything that is safe, that also serves the greater good. So we miss you guys tremendously. I wanted to start out with that and then go into some of the details of items that we're supposed to have but probably will not be able to have. So first one is, obviously we were going right into the spring musical. If we come back to school, we will have the spring musical in our impact as soon as we get clearance that we're allowed to have events that are allowed to have a certain amount of crowds that are there. So if April 27th comes and we're able to do that, we will do show times for Newsies. We don't know if it could be as many shows as we wanted or what that's going to look like, but we'll do our best to get that done because it's in our control, because it's our Performing Arts Center. Obviously, we couldn't do the pep rally, which was supposed to be a couple days ago. I don't think we'll be able to do that as well. We won't be going on any field trips if we've come back. We have to stay in school and do the things that we got to do to button up the academic side of it. Spring break is pretty much going to go on somewhat as normal, except if you had a trip planned, that's probably not going to happen. But you will not be going to school. You will not be required to do online work during that particular time. If it's time to catch up on work or rest or being with somebody, you're welcome to do that as well, but you will not be coming to school or required to do online learning during the spring break time, which is April 6th to April 10th. Prom is scheduled for Saturday, April 18th. Obviously, under the current guidelines, we cannot have an event that is that size, that is outside the scope of the guidelines of public gathering. So here's what I'm thinking about doing. If we get back to school and we're permitted to have an event that would allow 500, 600, 700,000 people to go to, we'd have to figure out a venue to host it that is available in the window of time when we get back to school, which at the earliest would be April 27th all the way through May 21st, which would be right before graduation. So the key would be to find a place that could house that many people to have an event like that. Again, if it boils down to having it at school, because we can control the event and offer that venue for free, then we would do our best to make sure that happens as well. So kind of working on that based on today's news. So if you have any feelings on that, obviously you can reach out on the Marietta Twitter or send me an email, and I'd be happy to listen to your ideas relative to making sure we can have a prom if that's within the safety guidelines of our current situation. Then obviously in May we had all of our events. We had college and career signing night, underclass honors night, senior honors night. So again, if we go back to school and that's something we can get together, again, the priority is going to be taking care of you as students and making sure we're figuring out the things that we need to do to make sure academically you guys are taken care of, and who you are is taken care of. So we're going to do our best to figure out if we can run some type of honors assembly for those nights. But again, they're all at school, so we'll do our best to figure out if we can make those happen if we go back in a timely fashion. Obviously, the granddaddy of them all is graduation on Friday night, May 22nd at 7:30 at Northcutt Stadium for the class of 2020. So again, that's going to stay as scheduled for right now, same place, same time, same date. We just have to see if the guidelines allow for 6, 7, 8,000 people to be in a common gathering place. One advantage we may have is that it is outside versus an indoor venue for that size crowd. But again, that's going to be up to some of the newest guidelines that come out as we progress through the rest of March into April. Obviously, I'm hopeful. I'm an eternal optimist, so I think we're going to get where we need to get to do what we need to do. So right now, that's obviously staying home, taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, doing as much of the mental engagement as you possibly can with work. Hopefully you're running around the block. I'd love to virtually race any one of you if you guys want to step up. You want to race around the block? I'm down. You race around your block, I'll race around mine. I bet I win every time, anytime you want. Really, take care of yourself, take care of your family. I know this message is a little bit longer than it has been in the past, but I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you and kind of share where we are moving into the next little bit of time, especially based on the newest guidelines and restrictions that have come out. So I know I miss you guys a lot, miss being on our campus. I wish we were all there together, but eventually we will. This is temporary. We will get through this together, and hopefully we'll come out better for it. Appreciate you, Blue Devils.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ball. We love to hear from our administration team. But now we would like to introduce someone to speak on behalf of the district as a whole. Take it away, Dr. Rivera.
Hey, Marietta Blue Devils. This is Dr. Rivera, your superintendent, and I wanted to reach out to you today as part of Blue Devil News. I appreciate Mr. Dempsey and Mr. Ball giving me the opportunity. Listen, I just want you guys to know that you are heavy on my heart and on my mind constantly. Please know that along with all of the staff, everybody at Marietta High School, we're working hard to do the very best we can to support you. And whether it's meals, whether it's technology, I hope that you know how this entire community and certainly myself are trying to do our best to support you during the school closures. And speaking of that, as you may have heard by now, the governor announced on Thursday that schools will be closed till at least April 24th. It could be longer than that. What I want you to know is that we're all giving a lot of very careful consideration to what the spring looks like, and whether that's athletic events, whether it's special events, whether it's graduation. I want you to know that along with Mr. Ball, we're working hard to do the very best we can. Look for more details to come, but between now and then, just know that we care about you and we're working hard to do the very best we can to support you. If there's anything that I can do for you personally, don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you both for your dedication and support for our school and district. We hope to see you in person soon enough. Now, as Mr. Ball mentioned, he's up for some races around the block, but he's got to know what the weather's going to be like before he can start. So we have our weatherman, Jalen Scott, with your 3-day forecast.
Good morning, Marietta. I'm Blue Devil News meteorologist Jalen Scott here with your 30 outlook. Currently in the city of Marietta, we're looking at mainly partly cloudy skies, as you can see behind me, with a high and low temperature predicted to be a little above that springtime norm, with a quite warm high of 85 degrees and a low of 61. Looking into tomorrow, we'll be seeing roughly the same conditions, except with a bit more cloud coverage, with temperatures looking to die down back to that springtime norm, with a high of 80 and the low being in the mid-60s. Transitioning on to Sunday, this is where things take a little bit of a turn into some morning showers and thunderstorms to start every day, and the skies are predicted to be cleared up by the afternoon hours. Temperatures are going to be a little bit lower, the high around 72 and the low being about 53. That about wraps it up for me of your 30 Outlook. From Blue Devil News, I'm student meteorologist Jalen Scott.
Yes, sir, Jalen. You never miss. We can't wait to see you when you get back to the studio. But to ensure that we actually do see each other in the studio soon, we need to do something that'll protect ourselves, such as washing our hands. Washing our hands. It's simple, it's fast, and there's no reason not to do it. But in case you need a little bit of help, we have a video here that'll teach you how to properly wash your hands. It's a life skill that is, has been, and always will be pretty useful.
Hi, and welcome to Sanitations with Elise. Today I'm going to be showing you how to properly wash your hands from this TikTok that I found. As you can see in the TikTok, I'm going to need dye and a pair of rubber gloves. Now remember, please do not wash your hands with any type of dye, and remember to wash your hands and be safe out there. Now, let's get to the sink. Hello and welcome back to my sink. So first I'm going to put on my gloves. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my food dye, which I have right here, and I'm going to put it on the palms of my hands, like that. So now, as you see in the TikTok, we're supposed to do like the normal standard way everyone washes their hands is like this, but that's technically wrong because you can't get the front part of your hands or your wrists. So the next thing you do is you can do this, so you can get this part of your hand, and the crevices are right here. So I'm gonna do that like so. Then see, still space is left, so I'm gonna wash my hands like this way, and then we're gonna wash our hands like this, so we can get both our fingertips and our knuckles and the crevices. But also see our wrists are a little bare and right here. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna wash right here and my wrists. And that's a tutorial on how to properly wash your hands. Stay safe.
Thank you so much for that tutorial. I will be honest, when I'm washing my hands, I noticed I've left my wrists out, but I will be sure to catch up on that for next time. Just like I've been catching up on my TikToks. Yes, I've been responsible and I've been getting my work done, but I've actually found the spare time to download TikTok and hop on this wave really late. So we at Good Morning Marietta decided to show you some. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some Corona-based humor with featuring some of our own MHS students.
Give me something, oh. Baby, come give me something, oh. 'Cause I can't stop loving, since I got a taste of your love. Baby, come give me something, oh.
Trapping out the back street, running through the patch like a trap meet. Pull up with 2 pistols on me, match speed. Back to back the truck, we on repeat. Do it.
Yeah. Betty, book it. Yeah. Hey, hey. Yeah.
I think you know where this about to go.
Peak humor of our generation. Also, teachers, we really appreciate the Zoom sessions and all of the work that you guys have been putting in over this time. We understand that this has been just as much of a change for you as it has been for us, and we appreciate you guys for pushing through it. And of course, with everything changing, we hope that you loyal viewers will be able to remain constant as we go through this process together and continue with weekly episodes. But for now, that's all we have for today. I'm Carson Shearer, coming to you from my room, and from all of us at Blue Devil News, we hope you have a good night, good evening, or good morning, Marietta. Leave that in. Leave the in. People miss that. Also, I hope you're having a good time over the break. Or, well... I hope you're good. That's what I meant to say.